Do you ever feel like your mind is your enemy? Like you're in a fight you never chose to be in, and you don't even know the rules? One moment you're fine, or fine enough. You're getting through the day. You're functioning. And then, out of nowhere, you're drowning. Your chest gets heavy. Your thoughts get louder. And suddenly you're in this internal war where your own brain is working against you, telling you things you don't want to believe but can't seem to stop hearing. Depression whispers, "Stay in bed, there's no point." It tells you you're not enough. You'll never be enough. It says, everyone would be better off without you. And sometimes, maybe more than sometimes, you believe it. Because it doesn't sound like a disease, it sounds like the truth. It sounds like your own voice. It sounds like reality. But here's what I need you to hear. That voice is lying to you. Depression is a liar. Not metaphorically, clinically, literally, chemically, a liar. It doesn't just make you sad. It doesn't just drain your energy or make things feel harder. It rewires how you process information. It filters every single thought through a lens of worthlessness, hopelessness, and distortion. When you look in the mirror, depression tells you you're failing. When you accomplish something, depression tells you it doesn't count. When someone says they care about you, depression tells you they're lying or they don't really know you. It takes neutral facts and twists them into evidence of your inadequacy. You didn't text back right away. Depression says you're a terrible friend. You stayed in bed today. Depression says you're lazy and broken. You asked for help. Depression says you're a burden. None of that is true. But depression makes it feel true. And feelings when you're depressed feel like facts. Here's the thing. Your brain is sick, and sick brains lie. If you had the flu and your body told you to run a marathon, you'd know that was your illness talking, not reality. You wouldn't listen to it. But when your brain is sick and it tells you you're worthless, you believe it, because it's coming from inside your own head. It feels like you thinking it, not the illness. That's the trick. That's how depression traps you. It makes you think the lies are insights. It makes you think the distortions are self-awareness. It makes you think giving up is clarity, but it's not. It's just sick brain talking. Let me name some of the lies, and I need you to listen for the ones you've been believing. You're a burden. That's a lie. The people who love you don't see you as a burden. They see you struggling and they want to help. Your depression convinces you that needing support makes you too much, but love doesn't work that way. You're not a burden. You're a person going through something hard. Nothing will ever get better. That's a lie. Depression makes you believe the pain is permanent, but depression itself isn't permanent. It comes in waves, and waves end. You've survived every bad day so far. That's a 100% success rate. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed to be the same as today. You're failing at life. That's a lie. You're fighting an invisible illness every single day. Getting out of bed is a victory. Taking a shower is a victory. Existing while your brain is actively working against you. That's not failing. That's fighting. And fighting is the opposite of failing. Everyone would be better off without you. That's the cruelest lie, and it's the one depression uses when it's trying to win. Your absence wouldn't make anyone's life better. It would shatter them. The people who love you would spend the rest of their lives wishing they could have told you one more time that you matter, that you're loved, that your existence here is not optional to them. There's no point in trying. That's a lie. Depression steals your motivation and then blames you for not having it. But you don't need motivation to take action. You just need to take action. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. You do the thing, and then you feel a little better. Not fixed, not cured, just a little less heavy. These lies, they're not you. They're symptoms. They're depression doing what depression does. lying to keep you stuck. Here's what I need you to understand. You are not your depression. You are not the voice that tells you you're not enough. You are not the thoughts that drag you under. You are not the exhaustion, the emptiness, the heaviness. Those are things happening to you. They are not you. You are the person underneath all of that. The person who's still here, still reading this, still trying, even when trying feels impossible. You are more than the sadness in your head. You are more than your worst thoughts. You are more than your hardest days, and you are stronger than you think. I know that sounds like something stitched on a pillow. I know it sounds like the kind of thing people say when they don't understand what you're going through. But here's why it's true. You've survived every single day of depression you've had. Every dark morning, every impossible afternoon, every endless night. You're still here. That's not weakness. That's not barely hanging on. That's strength. Real, raw, exhausting strength. And I need you to know that surviving depression is not the same as living fully. I'm not saying you should be proud of just surviving. I'm saying survival is the foundation. And from that foundation, you can build toward living again. But you can't build anything if you're not here. I'm not going to tell you to just think positive or choose happiness or any of that dismissive garbage. Depression is a medical condition. You can't positive think your way out of clinical depression any more than you can positive think your way out of diabetes. But here's what does help. Not cure, not fix, but help. One small action. Not a life overhaul, not get your life together, not start a new routine. One small action. Take a shower. Not because you need to look presentable, just because warm water on your skin can remind you you have a body, not just a brain that's attacking you. Text one person. Not a deep conversation. Just, hey, just contact. Just a reminder that you're not as alone as depression says you are. Eat something. Not a full meal. Not something nutritious. Just something. Your brain needs fuel. Depression wants you to forget that. Get outside for 5 minutes. Not for exercise, not for fresh air and sunshine and all that wellness culture stuff. Just to change your physical location, to break the loop your brain is stuck in. One thing, just one, not because it will fix you, but because small actions break big lies. Depression tells you nothing matters, so why bother? Doing one small thing is proof that depression is lying. It won't feel like proof in the moment, but it is. And tomorrow, do one thing again. Not because you're building a routine, but because you're still fighting. And fighting is enough. Here's the thing depression doesn't tell you. Motivation is a feeling. And depression kills feelings. If you wait to feel motivated before you take action, you'll wait forever. You don't need to feel like doing the thing. You just need to do the thing. Shower, even though you don't want to. Call someone, even though you feel like a burden. Eat, even though you're not hungry. Get out of bed, even though your brain is screaming at you to stay. Not because it's easy, not because it feels good, but because action creates momentum, and momentum creates tiny cracks in depression's armor. And through those cracks, a little light gets in. You won't feel better immediately. You won't feel fixed. You might not even feel different. But tomorrow, when you do it again, it will be 0.01% easier. And the day after that, 0.01% easier again. That's not recovery. That's not healing. That's just slightly less impossible. And slightly less impossible is progress. If you're reading this and you recognize yourself, if these lies are the soundtrack of your daily life, I need you to know something. You don't have to fight this alone. Depression wants you isolated. It wants you convinced that no one understands, no one can help, no one really cares. That's part of the lie. There are people who want to help, therapists who specialize in this. medications that can quiet the lying voice, support groups full of people who know exactly what this feels like. Reaching out isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's fighting smarter, not just harder. If you're in crisis, if the lies are getting louder and you're scared you might believe them, text 988. That's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Someone will answer. Someone who understands. Someone who won't judge you or tell you to think positive or make you feel like a burden. They'll just listen and help you find a reason to stay. Just for tonight. Just for one more day. Because tomorrow might be different. Not magically better, but different. And different is all you need right now. What's the one lie your mind tells you the most? Not a list. Not 5 things. The one that's loudest. You're a burden. Nothing will get better. You're failing. No one really cares. You should just give up. Comment it below. Say it out loud. Strip its power by naming it. Because when you see other people naming the same lie, you realize this isn't truth. This is a symptom. This is depression's script. And we've all been reading from the same false script. Your voice could be someone else's lifeline. Someone scrolling at 2 a.m., convinced they're the only one hearing these lies. Your comment might be the thing that reminds them they're not alone. If this video helped, subscribe. We're talking about the hard stuff every week. Real talk for people fighting invisible battles. And if you know someone who's been losing the fight with their own mind lately, send them this, not to fix them, but to remind them the voice is lying, and they don't have to believe it. You are not your dark days. You are not the lies. You're still here, and that matters more than you know.